We've got a Bricker Builds Boba Fett in the house, guys. Cue the Mandalorian soundtrack. Welcome back, everybody. As the title says, we have a life 1-to-1 scale of a Boba Fett helmet made out of Lego. Now, this is a custom helmet. Let me emphasize custom. So that means it's made by a company called Bricker Builds. You guys may be familiar with them here on my channel, as I have reviewed their products before, and hopefully will continue to, because they make amazing models. So this is a custom design model. You can buy the instructions, and for the first time ever, you can actually buy the parts directly from Bricker Builds. They'll send you all the Lego you need to build this helmet and have basically a Lego building experience of parts, instructions all come at the same time, and you build it just like any other Lego set. Previously, they just had the instructions available. You would use Bricklink, which is a third-party Lego. Well, it's actually not even third-party. Lego owns Bricklink now. But you use Bricklink to order the parts. Those come in through different orders, and then you put your helmet together via buying the instructions. So it's nice that they have the ability where you can just buy the parts and instructions all at once to make it a little bit easier on your guys' end. So we have Boba Fett here. What do I think of this model? It is incredible. I love it. Everybody who has seen this has just been like, whoa, that's Lego? And I'm like, yeah, it's Lego. It's incredible. Now, I know the biggest question on everybody's head, just like with the previous helmets, does it fit on my head? The answer is I can get it down a little bit, just a little bit, but I absolutely would not recommend it. There's very, very sharp edges inside the helmet from the Lego pieces. So maybe you could fit like a child's head in this, but do not do that. You don't have my recommendation nor anybody's. Do not put someone's head in this helmet. It's not meant for that. This is a display helmet first and only a display helmet. It looks absolutely fantastic. Now, I know one critique I think a lot of you will say is, why isn't it made out of sand green? That's the lighter green tone that Lego likes to use, even in their own Boba Fett minifigure and helmet, which I'll be comparing to in just a second. The main reason that this is made out of the Lego green color is simply because of cost savings. If you were to make this entire full-scale helmet out of sand green, you'd be looking at $800 to $1,000 in terms of what it would cost to build this helmet. And by using regular green, as well as dark green, dark red, there's some black, there's some grays, there's sand blue in this. By utilizing that color palette, you are getting a significant cost savings. And it actually is more accurate if you're a fan of The Mandalorian Season 2, where we saw Boba Fett basically repaint his armor into a much darker green than his normal like sand green that you see in like The Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi. So if you favor The Mandalorian Boba Fett, then this is actually more accurate if you're looking at it that way. Now, as for this antenna here, it looks great. I do have a problem with it where it does kind of like to swoop down a little bit. That's the only unfortunate thing about it. But in terms of actual displayability, it stays put perfectly fine. So all of you who are building this are most likely displaying it, and it's going to sit on a shelf. It's going to sit on your desk. And as you can see, it stays put when you kind of have it placed. But if you wiggle it around, it will move, but that's very easily corrected. Now, comparing it to the Lego Collectible Series helmet, this is $60 right here. This is still available at the time that I'm recording this video. As you can see, again, their Lego is using that sand green palette here with some dark green back here. Very similar to what Bricker Builds has going on here with the dark green. It looks so good. Bricker Builds helmet is far more, detailed and accurate. But I mean, it's so much bigger and larger. This is 3,700 pieces, and I think this is like 600, 700 pieces. So there's a big piece count difference and price difference as well. So you'd expect more detail and overall a bigger size compared to this. But I know a lot of you would be like, why would I choose this over this? Why would I spend the extra money? And it's simply a choice up to you guys. Do you want the biggest and best, the life scale version of a Boba Fett helmet out of Lego? Unfortunately, the company doesn't offer that, but Bricker Builds does. So that's up to you whether you want to spend that money or not. The instructions are available, as well as, again, the parts, so you can buy that. Or, you know, you can just go with the Lego set. It's up to you guys. I know for me personally, people are far more wow factored by this than they are by this. I love this model. I think Lego did a great job given the scale, but Bricker Builds has something crazy going on here. Just like their other helmets, I reviewed their Captain Rex helmet and their 332nd helmet, which I have right here. They are just accurate looking, beautiful Lego models that I absolutely love displaying on my shelves, and I cannot recommend their product any more than that. It is just fantastic. Now, just like with the Clone Trooper helmets, you can see here, this is what Bricker Builds calls half scale. This is a full scale helmet. They actually have a half scale version of a Boba Fett helmet. So if you want something a little bit bigger than this, but not all the way up to full scale, they actually have like a medium size between the Lego model and their full 1-to-1 scale model. So that's also an option, and it's actually a fair bit cheaper. I think the parts for this particular scale model is only about $115. So that's not bad at all. That's basically double the price of this, and you're getting about double the size. So that's also an option if you don't want to spend all that money. Now, in terms of the build experience with the Bricker Builds helmet, I have to say it was very long. It was a little grueling, if I'm being honest. It's a UCS build, which I mean, it feels like you're building like an Ultimate Collector's Millennium Falcon. It's going to take you 12, 13, up to 16 hours to build this helmet right here, whereas I was able to build this in like maybe an hour or two. So if you're interested in a longer build, then obviously the Bricker Builds helmet is a better choice. But if long builds are a concern, again, there's the half scale. Of course, you could go with the Lego set, but I really think this is worth that time that you'll put into building it. I have to say the build experience was pretty awesome. I really liked it because thankfully you're not building some random part of the helmet where you don't even know what you're building. The instructions are designed so you start with kind of the front and you immediately know within the first hour or two, oh, hey, I'm building the visor of the Boba Fett helmet. And so as you're putting it together, obviously the helmet is forming and you're kind of like circling it around, and it looks so good. It definitely gives you that like motivation to push forward. Just like the Captain Rex helmet and the 332nd helmet that I've reviewed before, this is an incredible design. I just cannot say anything better than wow. It's just that good. It looks so good on my shelves. It looks so much better than anything Lego could make at a smaller scale. It's worth the price to me, and I think any of you who are going to invest into making this model will absolutely be thrilled with the result. It's a very sturdy model. You can definitely move it around and not worry about it too much. Obviously, it has its limitations, but it is very sturdy for what it is. So overall, great helmet, guys. It's up to you whether you want to spend that money to make this model, but I know just based off my friends, my family, and I know I've actually previewed this helmet on my Lego room tour, a lot of you were interested in it, and a lot of you really want to make something this incredible, and I don't blame any of you. Definitely comes with my recommendation. I'll leave the links down to where you can buy the parts for this or the instructions or both down in the description below. Thanks again for Bricker Builds partnering up with me here on the channel. I love their products, and I really hope to be reviewing some more of them really soon, guys. Hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.